Hey, what's up? This is Anthony with AGT Exotics, and today we're going to be building an enclosure for our Monocetrepus Balfouri communal. We have 9 little ones in here, and it's just way too small, and they need something a lot better. So we're going to do it in a 10-gallon. I got lots of things here for it. Just that rocks and makes a bunch of noise. We're going to use the excavator substrate from Zoomed as the ground, and we're going to use some rocks here. What I did was I watched a bunch of videos on the island of Socotra and the other surrounding islands, and kind of got an idea of how it should look, so we're going to do our best to mimic the way it looks. We got some pieces of wood here, and a couple fake plants, and also a real cactus here that it's called a Haworthia. Let me see, Haworthia venosa. It should be pretty cool and work out for the enclosure, and it looks pretty appropriate for Socotra. So first we'll start off with getting our substrate wet so we can form it into the enclosure. Alright, so let's get this substrate mixed up. It's a little bit dusty, so I don't want to do this too fast. It says to add 3 cups of water to the 10-pound bag. So we got our measuring cup here. We're going to use distilled water. That's what I've been using with all my teas, and it seems to be okay. I haven't had any trouble, and it doesn't leave any residue from any minerals in the water from tap water. Or our well that has tons of minerals in it. Pouring the water in there is actually making it the dust kick up. But now the whole top is wet, so we shouldn't do that anymore. It says to watch out for getting it on your clothes and stuff, so I'm gonna take it easy and not try to splash this liquid in here. It says it stains. I decided to use excavator clay because the color, and it will kind of cement our stones and our sticks into place, and I can hopefully make something that resembles a rocky outcrop. But I'm going to finish mixing this up and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, we got our excavator clay all mixed up, and we're going to add it to our 10-gallon aquarium. Do you want to give me a hand? Don't lift that up. I can't really do it.
And you stand in front of your lights and ruin everything? Oh, that's a lot heavier.
Cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Did I mess up your lighting though? I did totally just like, okay.
No worries. Oh, this seems like it's filling it up a lot more than I was expecting it was going to. Perfect.
Still see some of that dry stuff too?
Yeah, now I can put that dry stuff in there. Off the bottom onto the wet stuff. I tried to mix it all up good, but it's really tough in such a small little bucket here. Oh, this is way more than I thought it was going to be. It's hard to judge.
Did it seem like it expanded at all once you added water?
I don't know. Once they expanded, but this is hard to judge from that little bag, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so what I wanted to start with is kind of put it across the whole front here and make like a somewhat of a flat foreground, and we'll rise up into a background. Now my idea here was to leave the whole back here open so they have plenty of place to make their webbing. And I gotta also add all these stones in too. So let's just start doing that. So start putting some stones in here. And then after it's more dry also, I can come back through and poke out and make more holes and passageways for them to get from the front to the, or back to the front. Oh yes, we also want to, I want to kind of inset this pot for this cactus. So let's do that right now. We're going to do this though. Kind of set it right here. I want to be able to remove the cactus and water it and then put it back in. But I may be able to leave it in here. It won't be taking too much water. And I only will be watering it every 2 weeks or so. I want to do my best to cover up the pot. Okay, let's move this down. We'll replace it afterwards. hoping to get the underneath the rocks filled in pretty good, because I don't want them digging out underneath the rocks and the rocks falling on them. So let's see. I'm liking the way that's looking over there. Oh, thank you. I have an assistant today. It's making it much easier to handle some of these things while my hands are all gross and full of this red clay. So I'm going to leave a space right here so I can give them access to come out at a ground level. I'm going to remove this cactus now while this is like this. I think this will be okay. It will hold its... No, let's leave it. I'll pull it out afterwards. After it's dry.
Did you say it was your first time using this stuff?
Yes. Yeah, this is my first time using this stuff.
Will the plant dry in place and...
Yeah, I'll be able to remove it afterwards. What you can do with this stuff is you can fill up a balloon with air and put it where you want it, and then pack the stuff all around it, and then after it hardens you can pop the balloon and pull it out.
Oh, I was wondering how you made the tunnels and little things like that.
Yeah. So.
Because the directions don't really show.
Yeah.
Step 2 is literally a hole with a shovel above it. I'm like, did you dig that hole?
But I believe you can also just form it how you want it and then just use tools to dig it out afterwards.
After it's dried?
Yeah. That's what some people do. And if a lot of animals that can dig that would be burrowing, they have claws, and they can dig their own as well.
Okay, so it's not like cement when it dries then?
No. It should be more of a...
Natural.
Yeah. I'm actually liking the way that's turning out so far. also got to have these sticks in here, so I'm going to figure out that. I wanted to use these mostly for giving them places to web in the back here and kind of encourage them to web back here so they don't do too much in the front. So I'm still debating if I'm just going to let them sit in there or if I'm going to glue them to the back wall or how I'm going to do it. But I think we're just going to sit them in there. And then if I have to get in there to remove an egg sac or clean out anything, I'd be able to just lift out the sticks. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I won't adhere them in there anyway. But there is this one right here, which does look very reminiscent of one of the trees of Socotra. So we may do something with this to make it look like a tree growing. I also need a place to put a water dish. I'm thinking right here in the front, so let's flatten that out a little better. There we go, that's perfect. I use these 3.5 inch Petri dishes for the larger species.
I'm actually looking for one.
I figured you were. But no, this is pretty good. I don't think I need to use one to mock it up. But a lot of times you just spray the enclosure, the web, and they drink off the web because the Socotra Island, it only receives 7.7 inches of rain a year. So most of their condensation that they do get is from mist coming from the ocean. So they're used to drinking from that method. So let's just have some fun with some of these sticks here. So I'm going to come back to you guys after I figure out what I'm going to do with the sticks, and we'll start from there. Alright, so I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to do with the sticks here. I'm just going to set them up across the rim so that they give them kind of a lid to their back area, and then hopefully they will fill it in up to that area and we'll have a bunch of holes sticking out for them that they'll make, is what I'm trying to say.
Reverse that last one. No?
I like that. I like it.
You're abandoning the tree?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do the tree thing. Because,
Glue?
Because of glue? Nah, maybe we'll sit it in afterwards. We'll leave it. We won't jump into it. So we're just going to kind of sit these in here. Let's see. There we go.
Will they actually move the smaller sticks around?
Yeah, they can. It's okay. I don't mind. Here, I want want to try to put something up here so there we go. Trying to make kind of a roof for the back here using these sticks, and I'm going to drop some more smaller ones here. This is to make them feel secure in there, and hopefully they'll start to web up or behind there. There we go. Yeah, they'll move these little ones around a bunch, I bet. But that's okay.
Hopefully, at least.
Yeah. Give them something to do. They get bored, you know?
It's spider enrichment.
Spider enrichment, there we go. Exactly. I'm actually really liking the way that's looking. Now this tree here. How do we want to do it?
Semi-permanent glue.
We need some hot glue. But I don't know how. Maybe we'll.
That rock's still in the perfect formation.
I don't know if I want to glue it to the rock though. I mean, we could. Yeah, we'll glue it to the rock. Alright, I'm going to be back with you guys after I get the hot glue gun heated up.
And wash your hand.
Yes. Okay, we got our glue gun nice and hot and ready to glue these in. So what we decided to do is put this tree on this rock right here. Do kind of like a bonsai effect, but we're going to put some greenage on it first.
Stick's on fire.
This stuff takes it's a pretty hot gun, so it takes a minute for it to cool off and stay in place there. And this plastic's really thin where it will melt and just fall apart. There we go. I'm liking that. So we got some like dead branches and some fresh growth. Alright. So let's get this. Let's put a big old glob of glue on there. Put it right there. And hopefully that'll be enough to hold this in place.
Do you want me to hold it while you put glue around it?
No, I'm just going to do it like this. It'll be fine. Thank you, though. I don't want the glue to be seen. That looks awesome. So now let's put these little guys in there. Gonna be like some little ground plants or whatnot. Let's kind of put them about. Oops. That was a little fierce with the glue there. some on the sticks. Kind of put them a little bit everywhere. So Socotra Island, if you look at pictures of it or watch videos, it's a very dry place, but it's extremely green for how dry it is. There seems to be lots and lots of plants throughout the island. It's amazing how actual green it is. So we're trying to give it a green deserty look. I'll have to go back through and pull all the thread out of here from the glue gun. It's getting stringy. Alright, so I think that's how we're going to leave it. Alright, so we're done gluing the plants in place. Now we're going to let this dry, but while we're doing that, we're going to cut the lid for this. And we'll see you next time with the rehousing. Thanks for watching my video. If you happen to enjoy it, please like, share, and subscribe. Here's the button to subscribe. There's a video that's recommended for you. And here's my playlist for AGT Exotics videos. Catch you next time.